Matthew Tuttle, the CEO of Tuttle Capital Management, which of course is a hedge fund company. Tuttle is also viewed widely as a financial expert. He recently came out in an interview and offered some very horrible news to anyone holding Trump Media and Technology stock, which, as we all know, really bottomed out about a week and a half ago. Just like $17 a share. It's lost 72% of its value since April. Just a complete crap show with Truth Social stock, because that's the only actual part of the company, so that's what we'll call it. But here is what Tuttle said in this interview. If this wasn't Trump, this thing would be trading at $1 per share. This stock is entirely a Trump gets elected play. If Trump wins, this could be a viable company. But if he loses, I don't know how this is a going concern. Like, I'm a huge believer that you must keep politics and profits separate. If you're holding on to this for dear life because you're a Trump fan, that's just stupid. You invest to make money. I love that. Don't be stupid. Dump the stock now. If you're holding on to it just because, well, I really love Donald Trump, you're going to lose everything if he loses the election. But before we even get to that point, September 25th is the date where Donald Trump would be able to sell some of his own shares. So Trump could start selling, which would definitely tank the price of it, but he'd be able to cash out and still make a profit. The rest of y'all would be screwed. Which, of course, as I discussed in a segment this past weekend, is the dilemma that other big name investors are dealing with. Do they get out now and make a little bit of money, but tank the price even further and piss off Donald Trump? Or do they hold on to it, hoping he doesn't sell and hoping he wins the election? But everything hinges on that election. Because if Trump loses, right, as Tuttle says, if this wasn't a Trump thing, it's going to be worth $1. I don't know if he's talking about per share, by the way. I added that part. Maybe he's talking about the whole company being worth $1. I mean, it's never turned a profit at all. It's hemorrhaging millions of dollars a month, pulling in a few $100,000 a month. So maybe he is talking about the whole company being worth $1. But Trump loses in November. What happens to him? Well, at the end of the month now, in November, he heads for his criminal sentencing. Then he still has at least 2, hopefully 3, because hopefully the documents case comes back, criminal trials to go through as a convicted felon. So the chance of him going to jail actually goes up more and more with each subsequent case. And God forbid he tries to overturn this year's election results, because if he does, maybe we're looking at even more criminal charges and trials. Maybe Arizona decides to bring charges against him now that they're getting some witnesses cooperating. What I'm saying is that his legal problems are only going to get worse if he loses. And it's going to be very hard for him to run a company from behind bars. So if he loses, he could lose his freedom and that company becomes worthless. So as Tuttle said, don't just hold on to it because you like Donald Trump. That's stupid. Instead, my advice, as somebody who's not a financial advisor, of course, but if you're holding on to this stock thinking things are going to get better, probably would be wise to sell. Listen to the people that know what they're talking about, because it doesn't look like this thing's going to get any better. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.